So of course for part 2 there's like people walking around and someone outside has decided to mow or cut down something or is using a circular saw for something. So hello and welcome to Basspick Reviews, and in today's episode I'm going to be doing part 2 of reviewing YouTubers. And as I said in the first one, some of these aren't necessarily just reviewing YouTubers. Some of them have done some other stuff on their channels, but they've either done some reviewing videos, like 3 or more reviewing videos, if that makes sense, or they've just done a couple that I find really funny. So they don't necessarily have to be like a dedication to reviewing channel like what this one is and like what some of the other ones I've mentioned, but they do have to have had at least a few which I've really liked. Okay, and just also another thing, just as I said in the first video, these are not in any particular order. Whoever I said first is not better than the last one, vice versa. This is all just people that are amazing, and I said this in the last video, but I'm going to say it now. All of these channels are going to be linked in the description below, so please check them out, please subscribe to them, please show them some love. They are amazing and they deserve every bit of success they get. So let's kickstart off this list with Your Movie Sucks. Okay, now clearly with this title we're expecting to see like the best rated movies out there. Let's be real with a title like that. No, but Your Movie Sucks takes even really good like popular movies and points out flaws in them and all that kind of stuff. Like even with It, which was critically acclaimed, commercially acclaimed, all that kind of stuff, he pointed out flaws in it that no one really kind of noticed. So I guess Your Movie Sucks is kind of more one of those movies, one of those channels more like if you've already seen the movie to then go watch it, because then you can pick out all, then you both can pick out all the flaws, I guess. It's more, he does like do spoilers and stuff, and 9 times out of 10 the spoilers take up pretty much the whole video, so it's kind of more of like if you've seen the movie you then go watch him. It's not really like with Chris Stuckman or Jeremy Johns where they normally do one review and then one spoiler, so then that way you can watch the review as a review to figure out if you like it or not. Go see it, don't see it, then watch the spoiler one. This guy just kind of does it all in one. So Your Movie Sucks is definitely good. He pulls this face, which is hilarious, although you never there are a few videos where you have seen his face, and obviously like his icon for his channel is his face, but you never see him like normally, if that makes sense. He's always pulling this ridiculous looking face, which is hilarious, and I absolutely love it. He also started a podcast with I Hate Everything and Ralph the Movie Maker. They all three have like a podcast where they talk about movies and stuff, so I highly recommend you check that out as well. StitchedTogetherPics. Oh my god, I wish I stumbled across this channel way sooner than what I did. There are no words to describe how amazing this channel is. I distinctly remember this. I typed in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre review just to see if anyone else has kind of done it in the way they do it. Believe it or not, a lot of the reviews I do, I actually spend most of my time, as bad as this sounds, watching other people's reviews to figure out how they've done it. So I thought, okay, let's just check out Texas Chainsaw Massacre to see what people have done here. So I stumbled across StitchedTogetherPics and found he does this little series called Boots to Reboots, which, oh man, I have spent, you're about to hear how cool I am, okay? I've spent more Friday and Saturday nights binge watching StitchedTogetherPics than I would like to admit. His videos go for like half an hour in all honesty, so that's probably why they take up so much of my Friday and Saturday nights, but I would not trade it in for the world. I love this channel with my whole heart. The way he dresses, the way that he has, his name's Andy, and he's got Good Andy and Evil Andy. They all kind of comment on the movie. He dresses up as like Freddy Krueger, as Jason. Yes, as Michael Myers. I don't think he has Leatherface. I don't think he's done that. But I also must say, even though it is him, Good Andy is one of the most adorable things I've ever seen. And I just want to hug Good Andy like all the time. It's the way his voice sounds, it's the way he looks, even though he looks the exact same. He's just so adorable. So honestly, check out StitchedTogetherPics if you're looking for movies that have been rebooted and his kind of opinions on that, because he does compare both of them, so it's pretty good. Alex Myers. Okay, I have to say I'm really excited because he's like responded to like 2 of my tweets that I tweeted at him, so we've got that going for me. But I actually find Alex Myers hilarious. He's another one of these channels which I wish I stumbled across earlier, but again, a lot like I Hate Everything, he's not a sole reviewing channel. Alex Myers talks about a lot of different things. He talks about his time because he lives in Japan, he talks about his time in Japan, he talks about his dog, he talks about a bunch of stuff. He does these things called video essays, which is how I actually discovered him. And then I thought, okay, this guy's pretty cool. Let's just check out some other stuff he's done. And as I was checking out his other stuff, he slowly started to do animation videos, which are hilarious. And then he started to do teen drama reviews where he looks at shows like Riverdale, like Teen Wolf, like Vampire Diaries, like Pretty Little Liars, like Supernatural, like he recently did The Flash. So all of this is hilarious. I know I keep saying all these people are hilarious, but you just can't really put in words how they're funny. Like, for example, FoundFlix is kind of easier because he's very sarcastic, same thing as Ralph the Movie Maker. Alex Myers is just naturally funny. Like, he says he has to, like, write jokes and stuff, but I'm like, it's so natural. Like, it doesn't feel like he's actually, like, it feels like if you were sitting watching one of these teen dramas with him and he was next to you, it feels like that's just how he would be commentating on it. Like, it's so just natural with the way he sounds. It doesn't sound like, oh yes, this is clearly meant to be a joke. It doesn't sound like that. It just sounds natural, which is something I really like in some of these reviewing YouTubers, particularly the more comedic ones, because they just sound like good, wholesome fun, and that's 100% what Alex Myers is. He also recently reached 100,000 subscribers, and I'm so proud of him. Make sure you subscribe to him as well. Show him some love, just like you should do with all these channels. FoundFlix. Okay, FoundFlix does more kind of sit down, talk to the camera about the endings of movies and like what it means and like what does this character represent and all that kind of stuff. They did actually some pretty good videos on The Babysitter, believe it or not, which I was like, you went way more in depth than what I did, let me tell you. And also The Babadook. Although in all honesty with The Babadook, it's kind of obvious it's about mental illness and stuff. I believe they did one on It Follows. I hope they did because that would be an interesting one to watch. But FoundFlix pretty much just talks about what's the ending, like what does the ending of this movie mean, and like could it lead into like more movies? Could it even link to another movie? All this kind of stuff. So FoundFlix again is a bit more serious and just kind of talks to the camera. He does do a couple of comedic things, but as far as talking to the camera about stuff goes, this is definitely a more interesting one. Not saying that like Chris Stuckman and all the other ones that just do talk to the camera ones aren't interesting. His ones are just interesting because it's more, what do these characters represent? What does the ending of these movies mean? Particularly more confusing kind of endings. For example, The Babadook was a very good one. Babysitter was even a good one. Friend Request was, I think that was a horror movie. It was even a good one. So it's very much, again, it's very spoiler based. So you kind of have to watch the movie to then watch his videos. And again, the thing that's good with him is that his videos are kind of long. They're about like the 10-minute mark kind of movies, kind of length. So they are kind of long. But you want to watch the whole thing to figure out what the heck is he going to say about this. Beyond the Small Screen. In all honesty, the way I discovered this was because, a bit of a spoiler, but I am filming a review for the Human Centipede trilogy. Yes, I've seen all 3 movies, so you can look forward to that, I guess. But I wanted to know if anyone else had actually done a video on the Human Centipede movies, because I was looking around, couldn't really find any. But then I found Beyond the Small Screen. And after just watching the Human Centipede 3, it's really good because, again, he's one of those YouTubers that just sits at the camera and talks, and I've got no issue with that. But it's just very laid back. It's just very natural. It's just very chill. Whereas, like I said, kind of with Chris Stuckman, it's a little bit more formal because he has done this kind of stuff. Beyond the Small Screen, I don't think really has. So it's very just like talking to a friend at like, definitely not at food. If you're going to be talking about Human Centipede, you would not be talking about that. But like just hanging out, flipping through Netflix, discovering Human Centipede 3's on there, him giving you his opinion, if that makes sense. So that video is very good. I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched many of his other videos because obviously I've got a list of all these reviewing YouTubers that I watch. But Beyond the Small Screen is definitely one you should check out. The AtZ Show. Okay, I really liked his videos on Suicide Squad and on 13 Reasons Why, because when 13 Reasons Why came up, everyone was doing reviews about them, all that kind of stuff. And who was the late one to do it? Obviously. But his video again was the 13 reasons why you should not watch 13 reasons why. It was like one of those kind of videos, but the thing that I liked with him is that he didn't, kind of like what I did, he did speak a little bit about what like happens in the show, but then he also talks about, it's really hard to explain, but he just explains it in such a way that kind of makes you think, okay, we are watching someone in a lot of pain that's not like a horror movie and we're getting enjoyment out of this. Not like enjoyment as in like, oh, this is great. Enjoyment is in like, we keep watching the series, that kind of enjoyment. Again, he's also very funny, just like a lot of the other YouTubers, and you should definitely check him out. Only 3 more left, so this video is a little bit longer than the last, but here we are. Caddicarus, Caddicarus, I don't know, but it's up here, Caddicarus, I think. Okay, this one is actually a gaming channel. Now, but before you like say, but he's a gaming reviewer, he's not a movie reviewer. Even though he's a gaming reviewer, I personally still love him. And he actually did a video on Peppa Pig, or as he calls it, Peppa Pig. And he talks about how the shows, like, you know, talking about like how in some of them they redrew them on bikes with like helmets and seatbelts and on cars and all that kind of stuff. But then he talks about how sometimes some of the kids in the show are very snarky, they're very rude, they're very just, they don't use manners, all that kind of stuff. So Caddicarus, I can get a simpler name, please. But his videos, yes, he's a gaming channel YouTuber, not like a movie reviewing YouTuber. He's still a reviewer. It's not like PewDiePie where he just kind of plays the games and makes commentary. No, he actually reviews it and he decides if they should be slaughtered or salvaged. And let's be real, because we as the viewers are sadistic as hell. We love to watch it when he has to slaughter stuff because, my god, is it funny. So I would highly recommend checking out his Bratz video, the Peppa Pig video, and I think it's like the Tweenie video. They are the most hilarious things I've ever seen in my life. The next one, which obviously no one has heard of, CinemaSins. Okay, it's a lot like FoundFlix, where you kind of have to watch the movie and then watch the video, just because, again, it's very based off of the very tiny plot points that no one ever sees in it. And as hipsterish as this sounds, for someone who was watching them for a while, and we're talking like, I would love to say like 2013, 2014, granted I don't know if they were back that far back, but pretty much when they first kind of started, I started to watch them, and I used to absolutely love it when they had that's like a scene would go for like 5 minutes, for example, and there'll be a clock and it would say like it's only like 11:30 or something, and then when the scene's over it'll be like 2 o'clock or something like that, and that's how little the things they would point out, and it would be so great. They were the definitions of being pedantic, let me tell you, but they did it in such a way that was great. And in all honesty, I still want to get a shirt that says "Scene does not contain a lap dance," because that's like their statement kind of thing that they say. So definitely check out CinemaSins. And the final one, Screen Junkies. Again, no one's heard of this channel either. In all honesty, I only know their honest trailers. I don't actually know kind of the other stuff they do. So I will definitely be checking out some of their other stuff before you get pitchforks and stuff at me. Okay, let's be honest. The guy's voice in honest trailers, he makes or breaks the video. Let's be real. Like, I don't think it would be as effective if it was anyone else doing it but him. He just has this way of just being absolutely hilarious, and obviously I don't really need to talk about CinemaSins or Screen Junkies, seeing as you would have heard about them. And in all honesty, I shouldn't have really had to talk about any of these YouTubers because they are hilarious and you should know about them. So if you have not seen part 1 to this, definitely check out part 1 because I've got a whole list of other YouTubers there. So I sincerely hope that you subscribe to all these people. Yes, there is a lot to subscribe to, but all their content is so amazing. All of them deserve all the success they get, and I sincerely hope their channels keep growing and they have a blast doing what they love to do. But at the end of the day, this is just my opinion. Art is subjective, so don't be too protective. Basspick out.